We're with our friend Juan Williams here to ask about some of the recent appointments that President-elect Obama is making. Now, 16 years ago, when President Clinton was putting together his cabinet, there was a lot of emphasis on putting together a cabinet that looked like America. And even some of President Bush's most vehement critics would concede that he put together a cabinet that reflected a lot of diversity. Now you have a president-elect who's coming into office who is, for many people, the embodiment of diversity. Has this changed the calculations they make while putting together a cabinet that you can tell so far?
Well, without a doubt, it's changed the way that we view it from the outside, Scott. You know what the ironic thing is here? Of course, Clinton had the cabinet, as you said, that was intended to look like America. The conservative Bush's cabinet was even more diverse than Clinton's. Now you come to Obama, and it's interesting that people, for example, in the Congressional Black Caucus and the like, are already throwing up their hands and saying, wait a second, we thought this was going to be the most diverse cabinet ever, and we don't see it. The only outstanding appointment of a person of color actually has been the Attorney General, Eric Holder. Then you go down the list and you start to see that maybe there's, well, Hillary Clinton as the Secretary of State as a woman, but in terms...
Well, that's been done.
That's been done, exactly. That was going to be my point. It's been there. So the question then becomes, why aren't we seeing greater numbers of minorities represented in the Obama administration? And so far, his emphasis, the premium for him has been experience, and what's that meant? He's gone back to a lot of the old hands, and so it's a function of, I think, a past era when there wasn't as great a degree of diversity, and that's been his emphasis. It really, I can think of the deputy OMB director is black. He comes off the Hill, but I can't think of, I guess, Bill Richardson, arguably over at Commerce, who has a Hispanic mother. But other than that, I can't think of any. And I think that's why the Congressional Black Caucus, that's why you're starting to see the murmurs around the edges. And then Obama's, take on this was reflected in a press conference he held this week in which he said, I'm the change. Hold on a second, I've got to bring in these folks who are the old hands around Washington because they know how the train works and the machinery goes. But there's more to come, and for now, I'm the change.
Right. Juan, thanks very much. By the way, it's National Day of Listening.
Is that right?
Yes, and I've spent it listening to you.
Well, we're going to tune in to Scott Simon on Saturday morning.
I hope so. Thanks. Juan Williams.